Rapunzel's tower.
No,
True.
her tower was small.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, honey. On the bus for Hearst Castle. Good to go. Was it
We've been with you.
19 years since we've been here, huh?
Uh-huh.
Water is allowed, but food and chewing gum are not permitted on the bus or
You know, Dad, one day when you do that, it's actually gonna happen. And again, like when you ran into the pillars.
This is what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got mic'd up there. Okay, thank you.
That sounds 14 years ago. Yeah, okay, so 11 stitches isn't bad. Isn't that bad? Hey girl, say hi.
Hi. That's the pool that you guys did
Yeah.
in front of. Yeah. Wow.
Now they do it a line already. So welcome everybody. My name's Mike. I'll be the guide for this upstairs suites tour. We're going to see both pools. There's one right there. Then we're going to go upstairs.
Style of pillars and the country where it came from.
So we have Ionic and we have Corinthian capitals on those columns over there. These columns were made in the 1930s. The marble came from the Vermont Marble Company, and this version of this pool, this is the third version, is when they did these colonnades on each end with this Vermont marble. The marble in the bottom also comes from the Vermont Marble Company. So you folks are here.
Right.
They started on. This is the first one that was finished enough for the family to stay here. It started all in the 1920s. The question is, the family was coming here. You know the family was coming here, and they were camping up here, right? For many years, actually, they did that. And then eventually, Mr. Hearst decided to build something. So I have an answer for you. Let's get up here where everyone. That's a very interesting question. It's very insightful.
A fountain? Tombstone. A bath? A bird bath?
It's actually a casket.
Oh, okay, a casket.
It's
Okay.
an ancient casket.
I said tombstone like this. Stone that goes up.
I had a question up here. One of the most interesting question about why Mr. Hearst, I guess, waited so long to build something here. I think is that William Randolph Hearst grew up coming here, and then eventually he got married and had a family. They would come up here and camp out. Why didn't they just build something, right? Mr. Hearst was always living above his means. He was very wealthy, newspaper man, publisher, had his own movie company, but he was always living beyond his means, spending more money than he made. And so he's always having to live really a lot on credit. His mother had a lot of money. His father had a lot of money. His father was a miner, struck it rich in silver in the Comstock Lode, and later in the Homestake, because they were afraid their son might get a little out of hand. So Phoebe was always kind of having to tighten up the purse strings around her son because he grew up a very wealthy kid. Just a few weeks after he talked to Julie, his mother passed away. Everything got real big around here pretty quick. And so, yeah, it really was because Phoebe didn't want him to be just spending a whole lot of money up here.
I was gonna say it looks like something that they
Yeah, with the hat too.
Yes, the north bedroom of the Doge Suite. Really just a decorative, I'm sure, with kind of pastel colors. That's why we was in that time period, the 18th century, the local kind of moved it past the Baroque period.
I'd like a bedroom like this.
Oh wow!
So this kind of bedroom you want, so one each.
That's such a good idea. I'm gonna build that.
Mike, he was a partner in the architecture firm that designed Madison Square Garden and the Washington Square Arch. Is another couple well, he's the kind of guy that you want to protect your daughter from. Hearst Park in New York City, in Manhattan. So, 18th century Italian ceiling. Love us. The you can't peek in the bathroom if you want to look at the bathroom. There was another door like that on the other side. That was a bathroom as well. You want to take a peek. Door, but they used to belong in a sacristy in a Catholic church. There were panels and they were made into doors by the Hearst Castle. In fact, all of these doors had some work done. That door right there going into the sitting room from the hallway is a 16th century Italian door. There's another one on the other side. So you had two doors that were antique, and all the rest of them were made by the Hearst Castle, and that's those two. It was centerpiece. Place, mantle, and that window originally were reversed. Fireplace was there, the window was there.
Oh,
Huh.
wow.
Well,
Wow.
Oh, no. Another one of Randolph's.
Smoke a pipe when you get
No,
away.
I don't, but it reminds me of Cheryl. No. I can see the ocean.
so when you're sitting on this hallway, 3 bedrooms, each with 2 beds in each one. And they also have a bathroom on each side. There's bathrooms on each side. Doorway, like this right here on the other side too. Originally, these bedrooms were divided in 2 down this way. They were like, there was a wall in the middle of the room going that way.
This is in the bathroom. He doesn't look very happy.
So you can see the elevator right here. This is the woodwork in that elevator is matching what we're seeing in this loggia of the library.
I did want to touch, but I can't.
It's an elevator behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I told you.
Now, Mr. Hearst at one time had one of the largest private Greek vase collections in the world. He had 450 Greek vases. Today we have 155 that remain in our collection. Some were sold, some were donated. Some of the Hearst family kept some of them, but we have 155 that remain. They're all over 2,000 years old. The oldest, in fact, there in the corner, that tall tan one back there, that's called an amphora, and it's 2,800 years old.
The music sheet.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
Hey girls, you want to sit here?
Still too many faces, Daddy. If you stood right here, he's back with you. Sarah.
18-year-old school teacher with George Hearst. That's George Hearst right there. He came back where he came from and met Phoebe. They got married. He was 40 years old. She was 18. I think she was 19 when they got married, I think. And then they moved to San Francisco. and that's where William Randolph Hearst was born in 1863. 1863, remember, was right in the middle of the Americas, and arranged in kind of this lofty arrangement by Mr. Hearst Castle. This is the oldest antique ceiling. Great question. It looks almost like a sanctuary. But, you know, he wasn't particularly religious. I mean, he was collecting art. Roughly the 12th, 13th to 18th century. A lot of religious groups, right? When they asked him what he was religion, he said, I'm Christian, no particular denomination. He wasn't particularly religious, you know? I mean, he was married, had 5 boys, a lady named Millicent. He didn't live with them. He lived with another lady and they married babies. This is her bedroom. Why don't you go on the house? Introduce you to his girlfriend and baby. Broadway in New York, where Mr. Hearst met her in 1915. She was he promoted her in his movie company called Cosmopolitan Productions, and that was when most of the movie industry was in New York. And they moved to Hollywood ultimately, and she came with it. She was in silent films, and the later transition from his wife separated. So he and his wife Millicent stopped living together about that time, but she was okay. I mean, she was always visiting called the Clarity Apartments, right on Riverview Drive. It's right with the whole head. We bought the whole building. We just renovated. So this is where William Randolph Hearst worked. When he was here, I mean, this was a vacation home for him. He wasn't here year-round, except for after World War II. He was here year-round 2 years. But before that, he'd be here for a few weeks, and later on a little longer. Because he all decorated for the holidays. But this, when he was here, this is where he would work. So his newspapers would be driven up LA or flown up or whatever. You know, he had all his newspapers that he owned, all the companies he owned, and all those papers would be delivered here, and he would go through them. It was about midnight. Because he would be entertaining his guests, and around midnight he would come up here, go through all his papers, work till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then he would go to bed, get up in the morning and do it again. Well, I don't know, he got up late. Maybe in New York City, forward me a little bit of money, I do make this deal happen, I'll have a newspaper in San Francisco. That's how he always does it, basically. The thing about these cloister bedrooms is they had a door going out to an open deck on each side. So if you're staying here, you can walk outside to a little deck and enjoy that space outside. But it turns out Mr. Hearst didn't think he had enough bedrooms. So today we have 38 bedrooms. But at one time we didn't have that many. He thought he needed more bedrooms. So he asked Julia Morgan to make some more bedrooms for him, because I guess he had plans for a big party or something. So she had to get creative. And she took these decks and turned them into bedrooms. She closed them and turned them into bedrooms. And then...
Kayla, it's Rapunzel's tower.
No, her tower's smaller. Way smaller.
Probably not
Only one way up
bad.
is her hair.
So you can walk around in this sitting room. You can go back behind the fireplace. I don't think it's that big. I think that's probably an artist in painting and sculpture. Worked at the École des Beaux-Arts. He was a teacher there. Any questions about this room, folks?
So it was just a room to gather?
It's a city. Fireplaces we have at Hearst Castle. This one has a Latin inscription at the top. One translation is this house shines on earth as the moon does in the sky. So these are 15th century Spanish tiles. So it's a kind of mixed match, right? But they work pretty well in this fireplace. You can see how it has been used, kind of smoky stains on it. Ceiling above us is not antique. It's inspired by antique ceilings designed by Julia Morgan and made of cast plaster by a group of craftsmen, John and Theo Vanderlyn.
What would it have normally have been made out of if it was made authentically? Like,
You mean like it's really antique,
Yeah.
probably wood, probably carved wood.
Yeah.
Sometimes they did this for, it's actually, I guess they thought it was quicker sometimes to make a whole bunch of these and put them up here and then paint them and gild them.
Caleb, hold it. Mom's arms are short.
See? People have. So we had a question about, right? In reality, these are all steel reinforced concrete buildings. All of these are made of steel reinforced. That's what they look like underneath that block. This is a veneer 2 inches thick of limestone block lined on the outside to make it look like a log building. Mr. Hearst probably would have taken this block all the way.
Oh, look at that pictures.
And the window in that room faces the east, like much better view anyway. Casa Grande. There are no windows here, on the outside. But they wanted to add the kitchen and the south wing. That's what this is. That's the beginning of the south wing right here. So about 15 feet over, they started it.
If you're looking there, you see us.
So
It's so bright out here.
let's see.
please watch your step. Nothing is standard around here. These stairs are all weird. That didn't work. What are you doing here, buddy? What's going on? That's the Calif is a great book. We got a lot of them.
Right there. Yeah.
Kayla, Casey, want to play tennis?
I want to wear those dresses.
On the roof here, flat.
Kayla, remember, imagine jumping off that top platform. That's what it's in for.
If people swim in it a lot, it's sort of like something that's called a floor of leaves that are sterilized.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smothers.
Taking care of yourself.
Bye bye.
Oh, yeah.
exported to California zoos, including in San Diego and San Francisco. The descendants of his zoo which cause the most excitement today are the zebras. You can see why William Randolph Hearst went to the expense and difficulty of building his estate at the top of such a high wheel.